Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, today I'm going to do the follow-up on this Potensic P7 Wisp for an official test flight. If you watched the unboxing overview video, I also did a really short test flight here indoors, but it was on a uncharged battery, so it didn't even fly a minute. So this will be the official test flight, and then it's going to make a two-part video. This one video is. I'm going to then have, if you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to attempt to do the battle mode, which a lot of people will buy this drone for that reason, with my daughter, since I have two of these, where you'll shoot that infrared light beam out, and after 3 shots, being shot 3 times, your drone will land itself. It'll react every time it's shot, so you know that you've been shot with the infrared and the sensors picked it up. Now, this does have a fixed FPV camera, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly it indoors here, and I will show you guys the onboard camera using a screen recording so you can see the quality of that. You know, is it full of jello or is it stable? It's not, you know, it's, when you're flying forward, since it doesn't tilt, you know, it's going to probably aim at the floor quite a bit, unfortunately, according to how, you know, depending on how much pitch you give the drone. But it's pretty windy out today, and just getting this outdoors, it's going to be tough. This design is not going to do real well outside with the ducted fans. It's going to get caught up in the wind quite a bit. So I figured I'd just fly it again down here in the basement, test the flips and some of the features, and then my daughter and I will try to do a battle down here. Again, I'll put that after this in the same video. And since it's infrared, if you try to fly this outside, especially on a sunny day like today, the sunlight's going to interfere with the infrared. Either going to set off false hits, or it's just going to most likely block the signal to where you won't be able to easily shoot your opponent. So we'll also do that indoors. Now, I have the app connected here. Well, it said it was connected, but it looks like it's saying now that it's disconnected. So we'll have to, it may have powered itself off. The light went off, so I think I just need to reconnect it. So I'll do that here in a moment. I was connected. I think the drone turned itself off since I didn't take off after a certain amount of time. That's a battery saving feature, because the app is very, very basic. It's just a video and a photo button, and then you can turn the controls. You can turn the on-screen controls on, and it gives you a few more options in there. So I'm recording the screen, but right now we just got a frozen screen. So let me go in here real quick, and I'll connect, and then we'll get that video feed up. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, so I have the Wi-Fi reconnected. So it just turned itself off as a safety feature for, you know, to save the battery, I should say. So we're all connected. I'm not going to record to the gallery. I'm just going to use a screen recording. But again, this is your video, this is your photo, and again, you can see in here, you can fly with just the app and using the virtual sticks there within the app. So take it up here and let's just see how this guy flies. The first thing you want to do is just unlock the props, and then we can see if we can do an auto takeoff with this guy. So let's go ahead and unlock them with both sticks down and in. So if some of this doesn't show up my headset, it's just because we're confined on space. I already did calibrate the gyro on this one the other day, so that's the reason why it's not drifting like it was. It is a bit of a noisy drone. And then you got your speed rates, which is up here on the left. You can see here's the lowest, there's the middle, and there's the highest, and our yaw does increase pretty quick. You can see as we fly here on the recording, camera looks pretty good to me. It looks like it may be upscaled or stretched a bit, but I don't see any jello. So that's good. I'm just gonna, again, I don't have a lot of room here, so I'm just gonna kind of fly it just in some circles. Let's see a funnel. And the highest rate does a funnel pretty good. Okay, let's try a few flips. That's gonna be pressing in on the right stick. Oh, we crashed into the ceiling. I was afraid I might be a little too high. So let's take it back here. We're still all connected and everything. Let's see if we can go ahead and take off again. We'll sticks in and go ahead and take off. Let's get it close to me. Make sure if you're indoors and you flip that you're low. So let's move it over right in here. It really raises up. Some raise up more than others. This being a little bigger than some of the whoops, it needs a little more room to flip. And it's not the tightest flipping drone just from that first time. Let's try it again. That's not bad though. That's certainly, excuse me, about what you expect. So far, I mean, from this flight and the one I did the other day, it flies nice. Just, you guys can tell, it's really noisy. Let's try this button on the back. Is I believe that auto yaw, and there it goes. Look at that. Just pressed it again to stop, I think. Well, just give it an input. I pressed it again, and oddly enough, it didn't stop. The problem with the auto yaw is it's very easy to lose your orientation. Let's try that again. That's that rear left button. Just gonna spin. Now, if you hold down the button, I was able to get it to stop. If you tap, well, I just tapped it there. Huh. First time it didn't want to stop when I tapped it. So tap it again to kill that out, or give it some pitch or yaw, and that also canceled it. Let's see here. We've got headless mode, and I think that is, this rear one is the battle mode. That's going to shoot. There we go. Hear that? It makes some. I was shooting infrared laser. You can't see that, of course. But it makes that gunfire sound, and it's shooting that laser out, which we'll have to do when we get the other drone in the air. So yeah, it flies pretty good. I'm satisfied. I wouldn't say I'm impressed. I've seen a lot of drones. It takes a lot to impress me, but it certainly flies good. Again, don't really have a chance to open it up here too much because of the confined space. And like I said, outdoors isn't ideal. So the battle mode, I don't know how well that's going to work when my daughter helps me, because we're going to have to try to fly it. And I imagine she's going to crash it quite a bit. I'm not going to mess with any kind of video on screen recording or onboard video with that, because that's going to be really difficult to do that, especially with two drones, to sync that all up. And we want to see how the drone reacts when it gets shot. The onboard video, I'm not even looking at it because I'm test flying. If you're trying to battle the other person, though, I could see where the onboard might be helpful. It's not super laggy, but most of the people are probably just going to be shooting line of sight. So my daughter, I don't think she doesn't have a phone, so she's probably not even going to use we probably won't even use the phones. We're just going to fly it line of sight and fire at each other. So I think we got all the features tested out now. Again, let's try it. Let's try another flip. If you're new to doing the 3D flips, anything you're going to do, I always suggest to get the butt or the rear of the drone in front of you and do stuff. That way you can retain your orientation much easier, especially in a confined area. And the drone is drifting a bit to the left on me. Let's try that. I'm going to lower it down. So it's still got a good battery. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to remember what the gyro calibration was. Let's go ahead and do an auto landing here on the table. I remember if that was this button here. Yeah. This is your gyro calibration button. So I couldn't remember if it was that or if it was a stick combination, since I did this video a few days ago. Now let's double check. Yeah, if you press the auto takeoff. Oh, it did take off. Ah! Interesting. Let's do that again. I pressed it once and didn't do anything. Usually, a lot of these drones, you have to unlock the props and then press it. But some of them will fire up the props and go. Let's see. Yeah. So you do not have to unlock the props like I did. If you want to unlock it and take off manually, you can. Or you can unlock it and then press auto takeoff. For indoor flying, I might go to the middle rate. That might be the best rate for someone. You're not going to be able to do as tight of funnels. If you're battling somebody, you probably want the highest rate so you're more agile and you're able to escape the gunfire. But the higher rate's going to be sportier and it's easier to crash into the walls and stuff. But yeah, this is a pretty nice flyer. It's a little large for my liking for indoors. but because of the battle mode and that, and the fact that it's not going to likely work well outside, I would suggest, you know, just taking it easy, get as big an area as you can, and it's just not, 2 of these drones is going to be, you're going to be limited on space for a battle. And you can try it outdoors. I just have a feeling that infrared, from my experience, is going to get interfered with by sunlight. So if you're going to do it outdoors, do it on a cloudy day, or do it in a garage. Okay, then we're getting a low battery now. I don't know how long this flight was. If I remember, I'll put the flight time in. It was decent. I'm hoping that was at least 5, probably 7 minutes, something like that. We are getting a telemetry low battery warning that shows up in the app. Again, the app is very basic. Now, if you flew this drone outside in wind, it's going to have a shorter flight time. And if you flew this drone more aggressively, as I did here, it's going to shorten. I did a lot of hovering because of the limited space. And again, that beeping is from the controller. Alright, so I'm not going to fly it all the way. Sometimes I give you guys the LVC time, but most people don't care too much about that. But some of these drones will fly. I've seen drones fly a couple minutes on the low voltage because they trip it a little early. Oh, I missed the table. It's going to land on the ground. At least the beeping on the controller stopped, thank goodness, because that can be super, super annoying. But yeah, there you can see the head cam on me, guys. All right, so that seemed like, again, I don't know the exact flight time on that, but that flew really nice. I like that gunfire it makes. Really, my only complaint is it's noisy. Some of these whoops are not as noisy. It just as how it's, you know, it is direct driven. By what I mean is the prop sit right on top of the motor, so it must just be the type of motors, because usually direct drive, you don't have any gears. They're usually quieter. So I'm kind of surprised at how loud this guy is. So 2 of these is going to be, make sure that you don't have anybody in the house that's going to be annoyed by a lot of noise if you're battling 2 of these, because it's going to be pretty loud. All right, guys. So that wraps up the first part of the video with the test flight and the video footage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video here, and stay tuned. We'll come back here in just a second, and my daughter and I will do a battle, and we can see how the infrared shooting works and how it reacts, and then we'll end this video. So be right back, guys. Okay, guys, so I'm back now for the second portion to try the battle mode. Now, I wasn't able to get my daughter to help me. She's busy playing Roblox to do the video. So I thought what I would do is I would try to see if I could shoot it myself without flying one of them. Just keep it on the table and try to fly in front of it just so we can see how it reacts. And that may actually be helpful, because with both of these in the air, it's going to be pretty noisy to film and actually talk. So this might actually make it a little easier to hear me, considering how noisy this drone is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off. This drone here closest to me is the one that I'm going to fly. The one behind it is the one I'm going to just fire the infrared with. And I'm going to try to probably just hold the controller, hopefully with my other hand, or, you know, if I get it too close to me, you won't be able to, I may not get the drone in the video if I'm trying to reach to the table. So we'll just see how this works. I was able to do it a moment ago in a test, and I just try it out and see what happens. So let's go ahead. I'm going to press the auto takeoff, and then I'm just going to try to put this on my arm or something so I can, you know, fly. I just don't know how well it's going to work, guys. So let's just try it. Let's go ahead and press the takeoff button, or did it turn itself off? Well, let's see what happens here. There we go. So I got it facing. You have to kind of have it facing towards the camera. So I've got my orientation a little off here, and let's just drop it down a little. No, I missed. Fly it over. There we go. We see how it reacted. Let's fly it over again and try to fly it up and over, back a little bit. Fire. We got hit twice, 3 times, and it should land. Let's try it again. And it should. Now it's yawing really quick. But the instruction manual said 3 times, but that's 3 times. And that was a different reaction. So let's try it again. Try it again. a little closer. And it lands. So 4, maybe it was 4. I thought it was 3. 4 shots. And we can see the first 2, the reaction was the same, the yaw. The third time it did that different reaction, and then the fourth, the same one, and it lands. So you get 2 different reactions from the drone, and that's how it will react. And then the fourth time it'll auto land itself and you lose the battle. I thought it was 3, but maybe it was 4. It said in the instructions. So it actually worked out way better than I thought. You know, the one time I fired it, I was a little higher and it still hit it. You've got to hit this infrared sensor here, and this I think is the infrared blaster. So obviously you're shooting out the front of the drone, but you need to hit this. So you may not hit it, you know, from behind. It may get obscured by the battery and stuff. So you're going to have to mostly shoot each other head on. Probably from the side, you're going to still get it too here like this. But I was just trying to do it straight on to make it the most likely to react. So that actually worked out way better than I thought doing it by myself. Not ideal as a real battle, but then again, flying 2 drones inside like this in a confined area with an inexperienced pilot like my daughter, we're probably going to end up crashing into the walls a lot. Who knows how many times we actually would have actually hit each other because of the the confined space of flying indoors. And as I mentioned earlier in the test flight in this video, you know, flying this drone outside, you're going to probably have infrared interference with the sunlight. So I don't know how well this will work outside. Obviously outdoors is much better for space, but I'm worried that you're probably going to have, on a sunny day at least, interference to where it may not detect unless you're really close. And it is possible it also could pick up a false hit too if it if the sunlight hit it just right. So all right guys, so that wraps up the flight review / battle mode test of the Potensic, I think it was the P7 Wisp is the name of this drone. If you're interested in these drones, you can pick these up at Amazon. I'll have a purchase link down below to it. And remember, anything you purchase through the links on my channel will help to support my channel, just so I can review more. I always give you guys an honest opinion, but it doesn't cost you guys an extra cent to use that link. And I'm by no means getting rich off you. Please don't. It's just to help me be able to get more stuff to review. So please do keep that in mind. If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. I appreciate it. When you do that, might as well click the bell so you're notified every time I do upload a new video. You'll get notified. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.
The power of the dark side.